Hi, I'm LaShawn Jenkins with the Notary Institution, and I mentor people on how to start their own notary signing agent business. My goal is to at least help 1,000 people to create a notary signing agent business, basically by going to getting their notary commission, with the state that they actually live in, or sometimes some states allow you to get it if you just do business in that state. That is my goal to help. So right now I'm driving. I'm actually on my way to pick up my child from school. This morning was a crazy morning. So on top of mentoring students on starting a business, I'm actually full-time. I take care of my child, my son, who's 8 years old. Also, I run my own notary signing agent business while he's in school, for most of the day. And I do take signings actually when he's out of school too, but during the day when he's in school, I take on a lot of appointments throughout the day, but I always make sure that I'm at least able to pick him up. And I'm doing this because I want people to know that, anyone can do this. This is something that, especially for people who are stay-at-home moms who tend to just, the ones that their life pretty much is just picking up the kids from school and dropping them off. I want to show that other people that, not necessarily moms, but also single dads out there, or not even just single, but people who, sometimes their life is just picking up kids and dropping them off. And a lot of times people are looking for ways to earn extra income, in between the times of the schools on when they have to pick them up. And that's exactly, what I do. I actually do the notary signing agent business, while my child is in school. I take on a lot of appointments, and then if it's something that, I can't necessarily pick him up on time, I will make arrangements for someone else to pick him up. But that's not very often that I do that. But overall, that's just what I do on top of mentoring students. But that's not what this video is actually about. So today, I actually wanted to go over, what fees should you charge as a notary signing agent. And the thing about fees, when that question is asked to me, it's very hard to respond. Well, it's not hard to respond, but it's something that the fees will definitely be different for what state you're in, what your state laws allow, and stuff like that. So you really I can't tell you to charge $300 for something, because I don't know exactly what you do have going on or where you're at. But what I can tell you is things to think about when you're, when someone says state your fee, I can tell you what you should think about when charging. So the first thing that you always think about, that should be the number one before anything, is you have to see exactly what your state laws allow you to even charge, for each notarial act before you start charging. Because some states, they don't, some state fees are higher than the others. Some state fees is $6 per notarial act. And also you have to think about what type of notarial act that you're doing, in order to charge a certain fee. So that's the first thing that you really need to think about, is the state laws. Think about the type of notarial act that you are actually doing to charge. The next thing that you should think about, especially with the loan signing business, is the mileage. You have to take into consideration, how far are you going? Do you feel like you will make a profit? Will it be worth your time to go, this far for this amount, for X amount of money? And that's something that you really do have to think about, because a lot of times what people do is they'll drive maybe an hour away from their home, and they're only making $75, but really you're really not making a profit driving that far out, for a loan signing. And that really depends on the location and the area. But especially if it's for a huge packet, you have to also take in consideration how much a printer is, how much it costs for paper, toner, just the basic upkeep of your office, and you have to think about will that money cover the expenses if something was to happen. Another thing that you want to think about is the services that you will be providing. So I see some people don't have, some people choose not to invest in a printer, and they go the other route and they pay to have, they pay to print the documents at FedEx. They pay to have them faxed or scanned. You have to take that into consideration only because it costs to do that. It costs to especially like FedEx and Staples. Even some people that have a discount card, it still costs money out your pocket that you're using, especially if you're doing it all the time, for scanning. I think FedEx is almost like $1.89 the first page, and then like maybe $1.50 for any other page after that. But that adds up because a loan package is at least normally, depending on what kind of loan package, so I'm going to say a refinance is going to be at least I'll say at least 120 pages for a refinance, at least. You're going to see a refinance for that. So some people are paying $1.89 per copy, 89 cents per copy, and then turn around, you have to fax it. So that's another thing you want to think about as far as like what you should charge, for your services, especially if they want you to scan, if they want you to fax. Sometimes with the scan backs now, what they're allowing, which it makes it, cheaper and easier, is especially if you have your own little setup, your own mobile notary office, you're actually able to set your you're able just to scan them and email, so there's no cost involved. But some of them require you to actually fax it, and that's like that's not very often that I receive fax backs, and that's only because of the way the technology is. We don't necessarily need to fax anything for something to really get there right away, like how we used to. Back in the day, people really didn't have like scanning capabilities and stuff like that. So now you can easily just send an email and they will take it. So you have to take that into consideration. Also, you want to take into consideration about what kind of job it is. I'll give you an example. So one time I had to do a refinance, but there was more than one party signing the documents. And with that being said, they wanted me to go to different locations. So I had to, not only did I have to go to different locations, I had to print off a copy for each location that for that person that signed. I had to print off a loan package for each person. So it was 3 people I had to go to. So I had to print off I had to print off a total of 6 loan packages in the signing. And on top of that, travel. So yes, I charged, a lot for that because that was a lot of work that I had to do. They offered, sometimes signing companies, what they'll do is, some of the people at the title company, they really don't understand our job. They don't understand how we work. They understand that when the title company is assigning the assignments, all they know is that we're a notary, we can do the job. Are you going to do it? Yes or no? But some of them, if they're not a notary or they never seen a hardworking notary, they don't understand that, okay, that's, that's a lot of work. I have to get up, I have to go here. I'm spending maybe 45, maybe 20 minutes per person at different locations. That's my time. So yes, I'm going to charge for that. So that's something that you have to think about when you're charging, with your fees, is exactly, what you're supposed to be doing, the type of job that you're doing. I really couldn't go into detail about, as far as like how many pages are, in each package and stuff like that, because a lot of times it will vary. There's different things that come into play as far as, how big a package is. But one thing I do know is that each packet I ever receive is at least 100 pages, unless it's something like maybe I can say a seller packet is probably the smallest packet that I actually seen that might be a little bit less than 100 pages. But then again, it depends on the lender, it depends on the title company. It just really depends on a lot of things. And another thing I do want to go over is mileage. Some states have a limit on how much you can charge to travel to a client. So you also have to look at that. So I'm about to go. I have to go pick him up right now. I think he's outside. And also on top of that, I have to head over to FedEx and drop these loan packages off. So with that being said, if you have any other video ideas that you would like to go over or talk about, you're more than welcome to leave them down below in the comments, or you can also email me at thenotaryinstitution@gmail.com. And if you need like immediate response from me, the best place to do that at is Facebook, because I get the messages like instantly. They come directly to my phone. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, and I hope to see y'all in my class soon.